Sunday night hangout, and I'm going to play with Jesmonite again. I'm not too sure if anybody's going to join me, but oh, hello Hades, do you want to go out there? Apologise, Hades is wanting to be let out, so I'm going to go with that. So I've got my, go on then Hades, let's let you out, come on, this way. And I'm going to play with Jesmonite, so I'm going to wait to see who joins me. You might have the guest appearance of Zeus, guest appearance of Hades. Other than that, it's just going to be me. It's just going to be me and a little bit of fun, hopefully. So I hope wherever you are in the world, you are safe. Hello, Manida, welcome. Over in Canada, Vancouver, you're joining me here in sunny England, Southampton. It's been a beautiful weekend of lovely weather. I hope wherever it is, you've been safe and well. It's lovely to see you as well. I've changed my camera angle from last week. I hope this is a bit better. I've got a lift up bench now so that when I'm working with Jesmonite, hopefully you get to see it better, but just let me know what you think to the camera angle. Hello Jen, welcome. Where else do we have here in the world? We've got Colorado, so Elizabeth Williams, hello. Eva Marie, welcome. Got a little bit of cup of tea, so I'm going to have a little sip of that. It's going to be Jesmonite. The reason I'm choosing Jesmonite again, it's going to be a very quick session, and hopefully you can choose colours or what it is we're working. With resin, you've got to wait for the day to see the end results, but we might build that in if that's what you want. I have changed my hairstyle. I've still got my long hair, but everybody's coming back to work with COVID haircuts, like post-COVID, where they've been able to go to hairdressing. It looks so nice, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to add myself a little bit of fringe, living it up, living dangerously. Thank you for noticing. Trisha, good afternoon, welcome. I hope wherever you are, you've been enjoying your weekend as well. Let me see, I might be able to angle this down just a little bit more, so you're going to be able to see the work area a little bit more. I've got my iPad here so I can see your comments. Why, thank you on the hair. I'm glad you enjoy that. I will have to probably put it back when we start mixing. If you've got any questions along the way about Jesmonite, myself, or resin, or any other art, ask away. I might not be able to answer them, but I'll try my hardest to interact with you all. How's that sound? Alright. Bear with me while I have to get my stuff for Jesmonite. I'm just going to get my mask and my gloves and bring over the powder. Oh, you're so excited to be here. I'm excited to have you here, Manny dear. I really am. Thank you also. Unfortunately, with this camera angle, you can't see me go into my work area, but I'll do a little dance for you all. Just bear with me. So as I mentioned last week with Jesmonite, it's not as toxic as your resin, so you get away with just using a standard disposable face mask or anything to stop you breathing in those fine dust particles that comes with the powder, and some gloves for your hands to stop it making contact with skin. Anybody got choices in colours? And would you like to see coasters or another little vase or stand? Any preferences? I'm happy to go with it. I feel like working with some nice, hello Johnny, welcome. I feel like working with some nice summer colours, but I don't know, maybe a little bit of orange. We'll see how we go. Anybody's preferences, let me know. On that, I'll start bringing over the stuff. So we have our white powder. So the white powder, I do have this in a massive container, but that's sort of downstairs. It's too heavy to be up here. And it's a fine powder, Jesmonite, and that's what's in both of these tubs. And then we have the liquid that's behind the door, where I'll get my big syringe out shortly to make sure that we are all good there. Sorry, I'm off camera. I'm just going to go get my... This is how impromptu it is. I don't even have all my stuff here, so I'm just going to go and get some water. So you need the water to be clearing through your, or cleaning the stuff you're using with your Jesmonite. Purple, please, New Zealand. Hello, Elaine Elizabeth. Orange would be interesting. We can try a little bit. We can do black and white. We can do a little bit of monotone. We'll just see how we go. Let me get the pigments over. Last time we had some fun with some powders and the powders exploded all over. I think tonight we're going to work with the actual pigments to show you the bright colours we've got. So we have a blue, we got the black. Obviously we can mix colours and make our own. We have the red and we have the yellow. So I feel like working with some of these combinations. And then all the same again, all Jesmonite pigments. Hello William. But then we also have the green, blue, white, black, red, yellow, terracotta, red oxide, red. So I feel like, I don't know, mixed it up a bit, sunshine. It's been very rare that we've had sun over here. Hello Rose, over in South Africa. So let me go and choose 2 moulds. Actually, I might try I'm going to try these ones. So these ones, if you watch my girl pal artist, Claire from Claire's Crafty Corner, she got some of these moulds from Amazon and the pots look beautiful when they came out. So we're going to have a little go with these. So apologies for the rustling. Amuse yourself. Got to get them. Kim, thank you so much. I am glad that you enjoy the fringe. I've been told it takes a few years off me at work, and that was the whole point, to try and cover the wrinkles as I approach my 50th birthday. So we're going to go with 2 of these. So these are the ones where you've got a lid for it. I can't remember how much Claire said she needed for this, so we're going to just wing it, and if we mix too much we're going to add a little area where we can just pour it and then we can make the bits for terrazos. So we've got 2 of the exact same, but we'll mix the powder up separately so it's not stressing me out. So I might go like a gradiating colour, red, orange, yellow maybe, and maybe a sort of like, I almost want a like a graduating, not necessarily tie-dye colour, I don't know what word it is I'm looking for, but there you go. So we might go bright here, and in this one we might go a little bit of the old monotone. What do you think? How's that look? How's that sound for now? And then if not, we can, well, it's not if not, we are going to do it, but because this is such a rewarding thing to mix with, because you get instant gratification, if we've got time we can do some more. So at this stage I'm going to get my weighing scale so I can weigh my powder. Ombre, that is the word I'm looking for, Eva Marie. And Johnny, I'm glad it sounds great. Thank you very much. Alright, so I have my scales for mixing my white powder, and then I'm going to get my cheat sheet that my Neil did for me to know roughly how much of each part I need, because with Jesmonite it is 2.5 to 1. My brain doesn't work that way. I can do 1 to 1, that's about right. Marie, welcome, hello. So with Jesmonite as well, preparation is key. So you can do what you want, but as long as you've got everything to one side, it's only when you mix those ingredients together that you're going to have to really rush. So I have my little cheat sheet that my Neil gave to me. Now I reckon we are going to need a good, what do we reckon for this one? I reckon at least 400 mil. 350, what do you reckon? 350, 400, it's quite deep in there. I reckon maybe if we go for the 350, we can always then add, if we've got a little bit less, and we can go for that in the lid as well. What's your feeling? 300, 350, what do you reckon? I'm looking for your advice. I'll let you all catch up. We're going to get ready now with the powder. improved on my mask from, yeah, 350. We can always add. You can't call me Quacky Duck now, because I've now got a better face mask than last week. So I always have a blank one for me to make sure that my scales are set at a 0 for when we start adding it. Now what did I say? So we're going to go for 350. That seems to be the majority, which means we need 437.5 gram of Jesmonite and 175 gram of fluid. So we're going to get the powder out first. And this is where you have to amuse with yourself, apologise. Alright. I've got it set right this time. Last time it wasn't quite set right. And this is why it's important for you to have your gloves on for this part, because it's when that powder touches your skin or you're breathing in it that you'll have potential problems. It is a lot we're going to be mixing up. 437, I have to double check to make sure. Let me just do this again. Oh, that is right. Just bear with me, the scales are playing up again. Okay, so that is it. Bear with me. Nearly there. Believe it or not, that is only 350. That is a lot of powder. Nearly there. Alright, that is 437.5. A little bit too much. This must be really boring for you to watch this part. Alright. 437, 437. I'll take that. How you all doing? You hanging in there with me? I will move my powder out the way. And now I need 175 gram of my liquid. So bear with me while I just go and get my big syringe and fill up my... Oh, I didn't quite get the big one. That's the one I was looking for, the big one. Apologies while I'm bending down, you might not be able to see it, but I've got this big jug of liquid and I am going to now mix that with my powder, but I just need to get myself 175 grams. Oh, I can't get it open. Oh, there we go, there we go. I find using the big syringe, you can use it over and over again, and it's so easy for you to get the fluid pulled out. And it saves you trying to tip it over. Alrighty. Just resetting my scales again. So 175, so that's going to be about 3 of these full. Has everybody been off work this weekend? Enjoying the beautiful weekend and weather? Have you all been working like me? Alright, that's 125, I've got to do another one. Sorry, I can't see what's going on with chat. Hey Cosmic Carol, welcome. catch up with chat shortly. Oh, it's got stuck, it's going to squirt, I'm afraid. Oh, there we go. It splashed all over. Sometimes you just get a bit of suction in the shrink and you know it's just going to create a little bit of mess. Alright, I'm 2 mils off, 2 grams off, should I say. This will be hard just to get the 2 gram. There we go. Alright, I'm going to get rid of my excess and then I am just going to clean my syringe in the water here. That's the great thing about Jesmonite and resin as well. Because it is water based, you can clean it with water and then you can reuse things over and over. And your clock or timer hasn't been set for your Jesmonite until they come into contact with each other. And then that is when you are, hello, suctioning the ring instead. Yes, now I'm just cleaning it out by just sucking a little bit of water out and then squirting it back out. Creates bubbles just so that you can recycle it again. If you had a bucket next to you, you could just put your stuff in there and reuse it, but because to clean it later, but because I'm going to be reusing it soon, I just want to make sure it's clean. So now I've got my liquid and my powder right. I am just going to clean my little overspill on here. Bear with me. And then I'm going to get my little sieve out and we're going to start mixing it and then we'll see if we can get a nice graduating colour ombre with these bowls. But before I do that, I'm going to stop and see anything in chat and just make sure that you're all right and you're being looked after. Midnight Joker, evening peeps. I saw you come in and yes, what have you come into? Hayley, good evening. Susan and everybody else, good evening. Florida, enjoying a sunny weekend in Florida. Trying to learn some resin art. Oh, that's okay. If you've got any questions about resin art, I'll do my best to answer any questions you may have. It's an opportunity for you to chat and ask any questions you want to and see if I can help you out in any way possible. I'm going to try and get some projects behind the scenes done. I'm going to tie my hair up because it's starting to get a bit warm in here. Hello, Lee. Love the bangs. I am just going to put my hair up. I'm getting a little bit hot and it's getting everywhere. Yeah, so I'm going to try and get some pre-work projects done. If anybody's from the UK, you'll know what Blue Peter is. Looks like I'm giving a horse a vaccine. Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, I'm going to try and get some Blue Peter style, which is a beginning, a middle and an end. So that when I'm doing a resin project with you, you can see the full process out the way. Because the only downside with resin is you do have to wait those 24 hours until it cures. Whereas Jesmonite, 20 minute, Bob's your uncle. It's just got to sweat for 24 hours, but you at least get to see the project. But that's my idea. Yes, here's what I prepared earlier. If you think you'd find value in having a Blue Peter, here's what I did earlier live. Let me know. And if there's any other project you'd like to see with me doing lives, I would be happy to try and do that. Look, I'm fixated on my fringe now. I love the calculator, yes. It's a very old one, but it's done my well. But if I've got anything in my studio, it's got to be a little bit blingy. Alright, so I am now going to see if my whisk is going to work for me. I forgot to charge it. A really cheap, nasty one that you can get off Tinternet. Just plug it in a USB, it charges. It's a little bit out of juice, so it might not, so I might have to just actually whisk it. So this is where we're going to start making our batter mix. Hopefully we'll have no lumps. Patricia, you made it. Here's one I prepared earlier. That's what I'm going to try and do. Alas, this isn't one I've prepared earlier, so anything could go wrong. But you're all here with me, and it's a time to bond and just chat. How do you clean your whisk? You just need where my syringe is in the water, all you basically do is pop it in some water and it will come clean. If you leave it and don't clean it, it'll set like concrete, but if you clean it, because it's water based, it'll just disappear in water, and yeah, it's all good, and then you can recycle them over and over. The next thing you need to do is, when you're mixing your powder, you're gonna, like you do with pancakes, and I know I said this last week, you always add your powder to your fluid, and then that way you're gonna reduce the amount of risk, little but often, and hopefully we'll have a good section. How do I clean it with resin? I don't use this with resin, it gives me too many bubbles. What I do with resin is I have these wooden lollipop stick that I use, and I actually let the resin set on there so that when you use them next time, there's going to be, oh, it's all stuck in there, that's not a good example, is it? That they're going to be good so you can use them over and over again, and the resin creates a barrier with them, and so that's what I use to mix my resin. But then I use just a clean paper towel when I've freshly worked on it, before it gets sticky, wipe it around, get rid of as much excess resin as you can with one paper towel, and then one alcohol wipe just to remove any of the stickiness, and that's my preferred, oh, they're all falling out the bottom now, that's my preferred way of cleaning. Some people like to leave it until the next day and then peel it out. I don't like that because I get lots of bits and then it never 100% comes out, so that's my preferred way. Anyway, I was Sharon and I digressed. Yes, Jesmonite is called something different in the US. In the US, Jesmonite is more of a water-based one, but if you look for this chemical here and have a look what's the nearest thing you've got in the USA, and you'll find something. There is an alternative, they just don't have Jesmonite over there. Alright, so let me have a look. Definitely going to go with the reds. Definitely go with the yellow for one. And I'm going to mix up I'm going to do red, orange, yellow. So I'm going to have to start with the yellow first. For half it, pour it. Well, not for half it. Then add a little bit of the orange and then keep going until I get more ready, so I can get hopefully a graduated colour. That's what I'm going for. Might not work that way. That's okay, Stacey. Ask away. I will try and do. Yes, I got distracted then. Yes, Paula, the mask is an improvement on last week, isn't it, where I got called Daffy Duck. Alright, I went over there to get my stick and then I forgot. Bear with me, I am here. I'm just trying to get my sticks. Alright. I actually may have to put my USB on charge. Sorry, just getting my sticks and they all fell out of the box. I don't want to use my resin ones on my Jesmonite. Well, I am glad you like to be in my live sessions as well. Alright, let's bake some powders. Not bake some powders, bake some pancakes, Sharon. I don't know if you can see this. There's no real science to it. The pressure is when you first start working with Jesmonite, if you don't already, is thinking that, oh, in 5 minutes it's going to start to heat up and cure. So you panic, but once you realise 5 minutes is a long time and it's 20 minutes until it fully sets, but you really want to be thinking of having it all mixed and good to be poured within that 5 minute window, because that's when it starts to rapidly heat up. And within 20 minutes, it's fully cured and can be demolded, but it's brittle for 24 hours. When you take it out of the mould, that's when you sand it down and get rid of any rough edges, and then you just leave it on top of the mould so it can sweat and dry for 24 hours. Otherwise you could get some white little stains. I hope that's the right word I'm using. I think that's what it is. We do learn so much from each other. And there are so many people that are so kind out there in the art community that are willing to share tips, tricks with each other. And we keep the circle of love happening, which is all about sharing art and knowledge. Good morning to everybody, or good afternoon and good evening to everybody around the world that's tuning in. I'd love to know where you're all from. It would be really nice, so pop where you are all from. If you've done it already, apologies. If you haven't already, please remember to put a thumbs up, because that's a really good way of thanking me for sharing my content and time with you. I really, really appreciate that. Can you add hello in Northeast PA, USA, Oklahoma, USA, Sunnyside, Australia, yay. Alabama, USA, yay. People from all over the world. Ireland, hey. Local. Western Australia, oh, I so can't wait to be back in Western Australia. South Africa and Savannah, Georgia, USA. Suffolk in UK. Yes, finally, a UK person. Michelle in Liverpool. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy for supporters all over the world, but I tend to not have so many in the UK. So it's nice when I get some people that are on the same side of the pond as me. Portland in Oregon. Sorry, it's a slow time mixing this, just trying to get rid of as many lumps as possible as we go. Barnsley, oh my God, Jacqueline, that is just around the corner from where I was born, in Conisborough, near Doncaster, New Jersey. Oh, what a diverse bunch of people we've got in here. Love it. It's just so easy, isn't it, to connect with people around the world. Absolutely love it. And thank you all so much for everybody's support for my channel and being in these lives, because I don't do many lives. I'm trying to get to do once a week if you feel it'll add value and get to know me. But I know that it's a big ask for people to pop in and hang out. So anytime you stay in here is appreciated, but I know that you have to come in and come out depending on what's happening in your world. Houston, Texas. You were watching my video and then you were like, she's live, let me get on there. And I really, really value that. We got from Italy. Oh, wow. It just blows my mind. I think this is a fairly good time zone, time to be doing it, to get a lot of people around the globe a chance to pop in. It's been really strange. The last year my channel's done better than it did for the 2 years before. I think lockdown helped when people were finding the time to watch videos, and as people are returning to work, it's slowed down a little bit. And I'm only 1,500 away from 50,000 subscribers, which is just incredible for me. I never ever thought in a million years that I would get to this amount of subscribers. And when I hit that 50, it'll be like, oh my God, I'm halfway to getting 100,000, which I never thought I would. So it's just like you get to one milestone and then you're like, right, I want another milestone. Yeah, some roads are thin. And thank you for liking the lives. We've got somebody from Illinois. Some resin molds are crap, let's just say it as it is. There's so many people that can make them out there and they're so easily obtainable, but sometimes when you're buying a little bit more expensive, the quality is there. So it definitely is worth you working out what mold you're using. Yeah, not too far off. I should have set my timer so I know how long it's taken me to mix, but because it's such a large quantity. Alright, we're nearly there. Durham, yes, another UK. Hampshire, USA, wonderful. Alright, so we're getting the consistency. There's a lot of blobs in here. So I'm going to get my whisk out and do my hards. Gordon Ramsay wouldn't be happy with the amount of lumps I've got in this piece so far. Alright, come on, whisk, do me well. You can see why it's quite naff. It does its job though, it just goes around and mixes it. Probably needs a new charge, which I'll put on after here. But it just helps get it a bit more mixed and stimulated because it's a high quantity. I probably need an industrial one. I think that's what I'm going to look for, getting me a real good one. And if you lift it out too quick, it can be splattering everywhere, which is not good. But I'll do it for a little bit and then I'll come back with the hands and then we're going to add our colour. And we're going to go for it. And we're going to see what results we're going to get and if we like it. Any questions you've got for me? I haven't, but I know Claire uses one. I'm tempted to get one. I think I need to buy my one especially for it. This one works sort of, it has been working just fine for me, but let's see. But yeah, I think I should get, I know when she does it, she just gets a big bowl and she gets the good old whisk that you'd get. But that's more or less lump free now. Still not perfect, but I'm just going to give it another squash to the sides a little bit. We've still got a bit of time. But I probably need to get my skates on now because I want to graduate these colours. And we've winged it. We went with group consensus, which was 350 mils. And we're not too sure if that's going to be the right amount for this or not. Yes, you can use mica powder in Jesmonite. It's a little bit weaker. Should I say this is more opaque. So the resin pigment that's for Jesmonite is really strong and bold and it stands through. The mica powders work, but it's going to dull down the colour, so it's going to be more pastels. Alright, so we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 drops of this, and then we're going to see how does that look from a colour point of view. See where it does to the colour. See, this is giving a nice lemon. I might need to add more because that is a lot. Having said that, I wanted a nice subtle graduating colour. That's actually quite nice, isn't it? It's like a buttercup or it. Right, so I'm going to go with this first and then we're going to keep adding dots as we go just to build up that colour. Now Jesmonite, you always hold it high up and then swirl it a little bit. What you're trying to do is force some of those bubbles to come out. Oh, as it goes down. I'm going to wait till I've got a nice colouring of that yellow. Now I'm going to add a few more drops just to get a little bit bolder colour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. You have to be careful with this pigment because it is so strong. Alright. Don't know if you can see that colour, but you can see it from the end. Ooh. Alright, so that's a little bit stronger. That's actually nearly filled the top. Whoopsie. So it's actually used more than what I thought it would do. I think we're going to have gone overkill with the colour here. Yeah. I'm going to have to add my red now. I actually might go with it here. Maybe winging it as we go. I'm going to add a drop of red now. You have to be careful when you take the lids off these because the pigment sets and it becomes flaky as it dries and it can quite easily fall in. What's that? 3 big drops. Got mindful of time because I've got to start slapping it. Oh, that's nice. It's got a nice peachy colour as opposed to an orange, but very subtle. Well, it's definitely going to be nice sun colours. Just don't know if I've got enough for the lids, but we can worry about the lids separately. I will come back and I'll have a little look at what you've put. I don't know if this should have been brighter. think I've not done it as gradual as I would have liked. We live and learn, hey? Alright, I'm going to have to shake these to get rid of those bubbles. But before I do, just going to add a little bit more red to this for the lids. That's quite a lot red in there, that was a splatter. And then I'll come and see what's going on in chat. Are you all still with me? If I can get the lids to... I just wish I'd add more there. Oh well. So it looks like we've just got to mix. I'm glad we never went with a larger amount, otherwise that larger amount might have actually finished the lids off nicely. Alright, I'll then have to give these a clean. We're ready for us to move to the next one. Alright, let me shade these colours. Let's try. This is where somebody's mentioned I need a little vibrator or something at the side of it to help get those bubbles to come out, which is, oh, dribbled. So then if I had my vibrator here, it should help release and get rid of some of those bubbles, which is a good idea. So I'm sort of squeezing around the bottom, just seeing where there might be some air bubbles hidden, but I've yet to have a Jesmonite set with no. So I'm just going to get rid of the stuff around the rim, just so it's less hassles when it's cured. Because it's so brittle when you get it out, you can snap off anything, or let's say file anything off. It's a lot easier than resin for if you ever overspill or if you have any edges. Resin takes a lot more work. And then I think the rest of the lid, I'm going to go even brighter, more red. That's got virtually nothing. It's a shame. Alright, I'm just going to keep knocking those bubbles. On my videos you don't normally see this because this is a boring part for you, just sat here watching your tap. But all you can do is try and remove them. While I'm doing this, I'm not really seeing what's on chat. I apologise. Alright. These colours are either going to look nice or very strange. Starting to set now. Alright, I'm going to move these to just one side a little bit. Hopefully this is semi-level. Oh, I wish you'd gone down a little bit. And then we are going to work on what's left for our lids. I'm getting a little bit messy now, aren't I? Let me see though what's going on in here. Kim, you still there? Pretty yellow, pretty colours. Are you limited with Jesmonite mould? No, not really, because you can use any silicone mould for it really. I think for me, I'm going to stick more to pots, tea light holders, candle holders, or like bowls or dishes. I don't think I'm going to use it in my art, although it might be interesting because it might give you different textures. And I know that you can add Jesmonite and resin, so you can have, you'd have to apply your Jesmonite, let it set, and then come in with your resin. So you've got the ability to do more with it. Just got to work out what that more will be. Just mindful that this is starting to... I'm wondering if I stick my stick down there and try and drag the colours through. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's going to ruin it? I'm not going to have a go before it gets too thin and just see if it's going to do anything or not. I don't think it is because it's already starting to set. No, it's not really doing anything to it. I was just wondering if I could force some colour down there. But that is not going to happen. Alright. So we just have to wait 20 minutes. But in the meantime, I'm going to mix up the remaining Jesmonite for the lids so we can see them how they work together. Just cleaning all the excess around there. If you did have any dribbles up the side, that's going to stay there and it's going to add to the character of your other one. Getting a bit of a mess here, aren't I? Yeah, you could. You could definitely do that, William or Kim. I have thought about using Jesmonite as volcano. So doing custard like with lava. The black part obviously would be the Jesmonite and then the resin running through it. I've also considered using it like crackling. So you could create a texture for your beach and then you could have oceans coming around it. So there's so many potentials with it. I've just not explored it that way. So it'll be really interesting to see how you can and what kind of effects you'll get. Well, I've mixed a nice orange there. I just didn't go nice orange in my thing. Alright, we are going to go on to the next one now. We can use the powder again. And I can use this one, so we are good to go. And I will clean that one out once we've finished this. Just try and get a little bit nicer. So, I'm just wondering how much fluid we're going to need again. I should have really weighed it with water beforehand. Yeah, it's definitely experimental. Yeah, Claire's got an amazing series on limitations. She's also done a video which shows you concrete versus Jesmonite versus something else. I can't remember. It was 3 things. So she's got a whole series on it. Alright, trying to create some space. Now, how much do you reckon I'm going to need for the lids? Considering I did 300 for that, but it was thin. I reckon it's still going to need a decent amount in there. Ooh, I reckon it's still going to need about 300. And if there's going to be much left, I do have another mould that I can stick it into. So I'm going to go for 300 because last time I thought if the one from last week I only did a little bit and then I needed to do some more, which we never did. Alright, so I am going to start mixing the next lot and I'm going to go for 300 mils and see how I go with that. Ooh, just going to get some gloves, but my gloves are here. So for 300 mils, I am going to need 375 grams of powder and 150 grams of fluid. So we're just going to repeat. By the time we've done that, these ones will be more or less cured. And then we'll be ready for the lids and we're nearly jobs are good and all done. Alright. Off we go again. And I've got Jesmonite everywhere now. It's all cured really heavy. Oh dear me. Alrighty. Here we go. Round 2. And if anybody's got any questions about resin, feel free to ask away. Even though we're doing Jesmonite, you can ask any questions that you're curious for. Yeah, just go for it. Right, I will look at the screen again soon once I've got this mixed up. Apologies. Yay, you made it, Alison. hope you enjoy and ask any questions you have on Jesmonite or resin, or just relax and watch me create. Jesmonite is slightly more expensive. It's sort of classed as a more high end, but I think it's more because of the environmental factors with Jesmonite. But you can make a lot with it and you get instant gratification, and the molds, or you would use less of this. With my art I can use 3 or 4 layers of resin. With Jesmonite, with a pot, that's it, it's done. So I reckon that you have less wastage, in my opinion. But that's what I would say. Oh, I've lost this, switched off. It's like, Sharon, you're taking too long. Like, thank you. I have a rude weighing scale. Alright, reset. Here we go again. So, going for 375 gram. There we go. Nearly there. Oh, come on. There we go. 375, done. This is where I'm going to get my syringe out now. Get some more milk from the local cow. Where did I put my powder? I keep my containers and I use them over and over because my really big pot, because the more, as with resin, when you buy in bulk, that's when it's going to be more cost effective for you. So I've got a massive container downstairs and I just fill up with here for what I'm going to need for the few projects. And that's what makes it more cost effective. So those have set just about now. It's unbelievable how quick it is. Alright, so let me just get rid of all my water from the syringe. Brilliant. Alright, let me get 150 grams. So this is one part of it, this is the fluid, and it's 2.5 powder to 1 part of this fluid here. That's why my Neil did me a cheat sheet so I knew what was happening. Alrighty. Resetting those scales again. So it should take about 3 syringes worth of fluid. The syringe is really great for managing your spillage and getting your precise amounts if you only need a little bit. Soon I'll be able to just hold it up and pour it. Before it was just too heavy. Alrighty. That's that. 134. A little bit off. Oh, it's getting stuck again. It's gonna squirt. Come on. Just be nice to me and just let me push it out gently. No. Oh. 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 Oh, we got there. It took a little bit of controlling, but we got there. Alright. And then this is where you keep your jug of water to the side, just so you can use it and clean it out. It doesn't set hard or anything. Alrighty. Plaster of Paris, that's the one she used. Thank you very much for that. Showing that wisdom. Tina, thank you. I did have it down. It started to get a little bit hot in here, so I put it back. But the fringe has made a bit of a difference, I think. All right. We're going for bright red now. Although, I've done it the wrong way round, haven't I? I made a mess because it's in reverse. So I've now got the orange, yellow. if I go red, it's going to be really bright. That was not the look I was going for. Any suggestions? I should have done it orange, yellow, and then red. I just didn't do it in reverse. Do you ever have those moments where you think, oh dear? It's one of those moments right now. So it's going to be orange, yellow. It's going to be a nice complementing colour. I really wanted summer colours. Maybe it is an orange again. I reckon I'm going to go red. Oh, is it going to be too much? Orange. All right. Well, I reckon for one, I'm going to go red, and the other, I'll go orange. We'll meet halfway. All right. So as always, I'm mixing my powder or my batter mix into my liquid. Got a fresh stick this time. There you go. Thank you all for clearing that up. Yeah, so Claire wanted to show you how, when using a mould or using the 3 different types, the effects you got, and see if it was comparable. People were asking a question with how is Jesmonite like concrete, so she did it so you could see the different looks you would get. Thank you all so much for sharing that. If you haven't already, please could you give me a thumbs up if you feel that this live is worth it. That really helps me out and my channel. I'm determined I want to get to 50,000. 150,000? 1,500 off. So I'm hoping that I'll crack that in the next month. And then we start the way towards the next big goal, which is 60. It's a never-ending story. Also, if you've got any ideas of any kind of projects that you would like to see me create or work with, remember to pop that in the comments and I'll definitely add it to my list. I want to understand any things you enjoy seeing me create. I'm going to get back into doing some art with my resin, like my dolphin one that just came out. So I've got a few ideas and behind the scenes, and I'll probably do, oh, that was a lot of powder I just put in there. I'm going to have very lumpy things. Yes, I'm going to do a bit more art with my resin rather than just moulds. So hopefully you won't mind seeing those. But if you have got anything you want to see, challenge me to, whether it be colours or themes. It helps keep me stimulated and pushes me outside my comfort zone. I'm open for that. I am doing a lot of oil paintings behind the scenes and some acrylics, so I'm trying to brush up on some of my art skills, some pencil drawings, which will be more watch me. But yeah, sorry there is so many lumps in this one. Bad Sharon. Yeah, Patricia, thank you. I'm happy to share those. Would you like them more in tutorials as well? Because what I was thinking of, maybe once a week, I can work on a resin project as well as the Blue Peter style one. Here's one I made earlier. By each week, I just work on a different layer with you live and talk you through what I'm doing and why, so you can see the challenges I go through. It might make it more manageable then, because they'd be roughly, obviously, about an hour, maybe an hour and a half live sessions, but you get to ask or understand my thought processes when the resin doesn't behave, like when the sun kept travelling, how I overcome that. So if you feel that that would be of value as well, let me know about that. And then maybe I can tell you what I'm working with in advance, so that if you wanted to have a go at the same time as me, you can. I'd need to see if Neil would be a guest commentator for me, so he could interact with you with the comments while I am busy creating, because you know where it is, you only have a short working time with resin, so you just have to focus on that. Yes, you can put any, you can put powder pigments in here. You can really add anything, but Jesmonite is so opaque. So the resin, the Jesmonite pigments here, are just, oh, well caught. And it's just very opaque, really strong pigment. So that holds the colour really well. Certain other pigments that you may add that are not designed for Jesmonite will still work, but you may have to add loads. The only thing if you're adding anything that is a liquid is that it could imbalance your chemistry between your powder and your fluids. So there'll be a rule of thumb that you're not supposed to go. I think it's more than, I want to say 5%. It's a lot lower than resin with the 10%. So you have to take that into consideration. One drop at a time, I'd say. Yeah, it was a good catch, wasn't it, Stacey? Well, hello, Hayley. Welcome an exclusive accent. Thank you for being one of my first few members. If you are not aware, I do have membership now. The reason I've added membership is to just try and help me with my channel and keep growing. And you get additional perks. There'll be some exclusive. I've got a couple of videos due to load up. There's 3 different price points, but I'm thinking I might just stick with a middle one. And see how we go, but have a little look, see how you go. But I just want to say Hayley Bain, not Bailey, Hayley Bailey, Hayley Bain. Thank you so much for supporting me and being a member. Well, I'm glad, Alison, you never get fed up of watching me. And I suppose I just want to, not diversify, but I want to show you different things just to keep me entertained as well. And I'd share my channel with you because I absolutely love art and I love creating, and it's my passion and it's how I relax or re-energize from the world outside of my daytime job and being with my Neil and, you know, real life. It's something for me, but I don't want to lose certain skills that I've gained over the years, and I want to be able to hopefully just show you different styles and different ways that I break them down. By no means am I the best artist out there, or do I you know, claim to be. I'm not classically trained. I've got no education, and it's all by gut feeling, trial and error, or natural skill. All I can do is share what knowledge I've got from my experiences, and hopefully you'll find value in that. Oh, Lee, thank you so much for joining my membership as well. Oh, it's people like you that make me want to cry in happiness. Thank you so much for coming on board and being having exclusive access. There's a video coming up where I actually show you a little bit around my studio in more detail, and the extra room that I've claimed in the house that I'm not meant to, where I've got all my crap. So there'll be a little bit more behind the scenes access to Sharon the person, as well as Sharon the wannabe artist. Alright, there's a lot of Jesmonite here. I have a feeling that this is going to go over to another. I am down to earth like you. People get to see the real Sharon. There isn't any hidden sort of part of me. I've tried to keep myself authentic at work, in my art, and who I am as a human being. Some people will like that, some people won't. But I think that's the beauty of how many creatives we have on YouTube or on social media, that you can find something that you respond to or bond with or enjoy seeing, whatever word you want to use. There's enough space for us all on here, I say. How can you share some of your creations with you? I've got a Facebook group. It's a beautiful Facebook group. The members are more active on it than me. I do look at it all, believe it or not, but I'm struggling to find time to respond to it all. But there's a link in my descriptions of my videos that'll take you to my Facebook group, and then you can upload and share your art, and I do skim through them and see them all. I have been responding up until the last month, but I'm going to go back in there. I've now caught up on all my comments, on well, not all my comments, most of my comments on YouTube, and I've got to get back to my Facebook, but it's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. And what I mean by that is you're really grateful that your channel's growing and you've got really active members, but to be able to think of art, create art, edit art, put art up for sale, and then respond to everybody is a challenge. And it's by no means is that a bad problem. It's just the reality of how do you spread your time when you've got other commitments. I really like this colour. It's gone to like a soft pinky red. Do you think that'd go disgusting? Or do you think that'd work? I'm not having a confident colour day. Let me get rid of that and let me see. It might clash, eh? Oh, what do you reckon? Does it need to be deeper? We really need and would love a tutorial on cells with resin oceans. Okay, I can have a look at that. I'm not a big lover on cells, but I can definitely have a little look. Tutorials, ocean cells with resin, please. Okay, let me see what I can do with that. Do you mean more the foam that I create, or do you want a... Wait, first of all, can I have any advice on this colour? I like it. Do you reckon the pink and red's really going to clash though, isn't it? I'm going to add a bit of yellow and then maybe a bit more red if I've messed it up. I've got no idea what I'm doing. I'm winging it. Oh, that's quite nice now. It's got like a slightly warmer tinge to it. Alright, these colours may not go, but the most important thing is you're learning about Jesmonite and you're going to see what this mould is. That's quite nice. It's like a soft peachy colour. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to have one little bit. Alright, I can show you how to do Sharon's ocean foams. We can do that. There is no worries with that. But I do my oceans slightly different to everybody else. As long as you love that, that's okay. I can try and learn what other people do, but I'm really not a massive lover of cells on the white foam. I have to be honest with you. It's not my preference in doing it. Sometimes you get the nice lacing that'll come naturally. I do have mermaid's trash things that are for the oceans to create cells. We can have a go at that if you want. Or we can try a few different methods out. Anyway, I am going to pour this. It's actually a really nice colour. It's a really nice peachy. And we're definitely, I think, going to have some left, she says. Alright, I will come back and look at comments again. So yeah, so with the oceans, we can either, I think what I want to do to start with is do a project with you over a few weeks. And then what we can do is start to do some where I show a few different techniques. Alright, so I've got some left. What I am going to do is, bear with me. For occasions like this, I've got some grease-proof paper, and I'm going to just put my leftover Jesmonite, on it, let it cure, and then I'm going to break it up so I can use it on my bits. I'll brush it out. Bear with me. Bear with me, people. Oh, no! I've stained my floor again. It just missed my shoe. And I ain't got my slippers on today. It's shoes I wear and I like them. And I'm hoping I've not just stained them. So whoever thought or thinks I am a tidy worker, I ain't no tidy worker. Bear with me. So I'm just spreading that out. It doesn't matter how it is. You want it fairly thin so that I can break it. And then we can use it for my bits and points of interest for future Jesmonite projects. Right, bear with me. I've got to damage deal and see what's happened to my floor. It's not too bad. Alright, so we're going to slap it again. Alison, welcome to Silver Exclusive Access. You have made my day. You found the join button. Yeah, it's a little bit hidden. It's on the main screen and the join button, but it's nothing big and obvious, is it? Oh, you've got a collection of those shoes with paint on them. Oh, I'm going to go around here as well. Uh-oh. That's what happens when I pick it up and start slapping it. Now I'm figuring I'm going to have got quite a few bubbles in there, but I've decided to embrace the bubbles. I can see straight away on these areas here, because they've got like little points on them, that piece is not going to be without holes. We're going to embrace them, people. Just going to go around my edges, just to save a little bit of filing later, but the big nail file will come out. It's actually a really nice pretty peach. I'm glad I went for that. Have I lost you, or are you back? Are you still there? I lost the internet for a little bit. Just let me know if you're still there and still watching me. It said internet connection lost. Hopefully you are still there. Let's have a little look where we are. Same as Stacey. As I scrape the side of the cups around, gritty. Will it be gritty when dry? No, it's smooth. That's just me getting it out as it's drying. Put this in water, it'll all clean out and it's lovely. I'm back, brilliant. I did freeze, but I'm back. Wait. No, I'm actually joking. I'm still moving. Still, yeah. Lost it for a second. Yep, I panicked a little bit, but I have got you plugged in, so I don't know why that happened. Hello, Carol, Massachusetts. Too funny. Yeah, back. Everybody's back. All right, what we are going to do though is demold the first ones, because I put it upside down anyway. So you know when it's time to demold, when it's heated up, it rapidly heats up in about 20 minutes and you can feel it's hard. You do have to be careful when you're removing them, because the Jesmonite will stay brittle for 24 hours until it fully hardens. So we have to try and find a clear area in this not so clear space. What I might do is put this over here and bring it back, because this is nothing super important. Just while it dries, and then we're going to let gravity help us push this out. I've got crap everywhere, really has. I'm just going to pull it away a little bit. So you have to be careful not to chip anything away while it's so brittle. Oh. Oh, it's like trying to give birth. All right, let's have a little look what's going to happen here. Oh. It's actually quite pretty. So we're not going to be able to see until the lid goes on, but it's got some quite nice details, and I might come and highlight the edges with the gold. I think Claire showed us how to do it on her video, but base is done. There's nothing that needs sanding off. There's nothing that needs sanding off there. That's actually quite pretty, and then with the colours on the top, I reckon that'd be nice, but it's quite warm still. So what you do is, once you've removed them, it's really important that you do remove it from its mould. Get your mould back to a reasonable shape. I'll wash it out tomorrow. And then just stand your pot on top of it or any other surface. Then that allows it all the heat to come out. If it's left in there, you can get like a sweat mark. Nobody wants to see a sweat mark stain, let's be right. Alright, so that's the one I did enjoy, because I'd got more or less half and half. This one not so much. But you know when I was sticking my stick down and trying to create some effects, it actually did create something. Very subtle lines down there in most of it, but that's where I gave up. So I wish I'd have carried on doing that. Alright, we're on to our next one. We'll just clear a bit of space. So this is the one where I have to take it back. I am going to like it. I just didn't get what I wanted, which was the ombre effect. You stay there. Alright, so just trying it out. Candy corn, love it. Definitely no sweatiness. Nobody wants a sweat mark stain. Alright, just loosening it up before I pop it out. Yeah. The colours are actually really nice though. I do have to say that yellow is so cute, so let's go for it and let gravity help us. All the bits around the edge are just flicking me in the eyes. Oh, there we go. Oh. Okay, this one's quite interesting because I'm going to try and convince you, okay? I'm really trying to convince me, but this is the one where I didn't get it halfway up, but it's got a nice graduating yellow to the baby yellow. Not so much on that side, but again, the bottom is good, no filing. I do wish I had more of the orange going up. It's actually quite a nice colour. It is quite spring and summery, in my opinion. Tiny little bit of orange coming through at the bottom. Yeah, so number 2, Exhibit B. What we got here? You're making this very difficult to keep reading. Apologies, I hope I'm not offending anybody. It's just my Yorkshireness. Anyway, Exhibit B, I quite like those. They are definitely, I feel, giving you a sense of summer. Would I have liked it to be more like this? Absolutely, but we realised the mistake and we sorted it, and these are not far off being done. They're warming up. Especially when I'm slapping the bottoms out. That looks absolutely beautiful. I really do like this, but this is how quickly it's warming up. We just need to wait a little bit longer and then that's going to be good. Oh, hello. Welcome. Go ahead, 22. Yes, I'll just take a picture. As long as I'm making you all chuckle and I'm skirting on the edge of it being in a good place. Kim loving it. Oh, sorry, first live chat, guys. That's okay, Debs. Welcome to live chats. Join in with us all. It's good to get to know everybody. I think it's just the translating across the water. Some of the sayings over here probably sound a little bit more risky elsewhere. I apologise. I don't know why I've still got my mask on. I can take that off now. We're through the worst of it. We've mixed our powders. The hair can come out. I don't think I'll get any more mess. How do you know when it's time to demold? Very good point. You know when you are mixing with resin and before you pour it, you can feel it and you can feel it warming up. It's very similar to Jesmonite. So within 5 minutes it starts to set. 20 minutes it should be set. It's time to demold once you feel it rapidly heat and start to cool down. It needs to be taken out as it's on that cooling down stage because that's where you want it to sweat outside of the mould and not leave its sweat mark. And it's to the touch. So this is now cooling down and I know it's firm to touch, but 20 minutes is normally the time. My cat keeps looking at me odd because I keep giggling. You giggle away. I'm not going to apologise. No, there is no, it's like an adult's channel. Resin. You are funny. Well, I'm glad you're all laughing. I think I should have my own little chat show host if I'm being... I always say to my younger sister I'm far funnier than her. She's probably at the other end disagreeing, but we'll see. Anyway, we're nearly at the point for demolding. I'm hoping that most of these won't need any sanding. I won't have to get my nail file out for you. Right, I swear these are time for demolding. It's very hard because underneath it's cool because that was the first part. I'm going to leave it 1 more minute. I should really be tidying up, but this, if I put in water, it will clean up, but you can also keep it and it'll just come out of it when it's dry, so it'll be the stuff you can save anyway to put in your Jesmonite to create that different effects that you can get in there. Anyway, any other questions about Jesmonite, resin or the weather? Or we're just waiting for this? What's everybody been up to? What art projects are you working on? That's what I want to know. What are you working on? Terezzo, Terezzo, that's not right, is it? Terezzo, that's right, isn't it? Oh, Stacey's looking at you. I just giggle to myself sometimes because I think I'm funny. Oh, hello, Zeus. Come in. You come and say hello to everybody. You come and say hello. Oh, come in. You come and say hello.
Coming in the way I'm dressed.
Oh, you got. Thank you. Neil's just saved you all. He's brought me a cup of tea that says #1 dog, but he wasn't going to come in because he's had a bath and he's just got his shorts on. He's feeling a bit exposed. So you are working on a cake stand, resin cutting board from Carol, getting ready for a big resin tray. Ooh, good luck with that. Tomorrow you're going to try and try paint pouring. Do you know, Alison, acrylic fluid art absolutely scares me. I've got some at the back there to try again. I'm going to give it a go. I've got my day off work tomorrow. It's going to be sunny. I'm thinking of taking some resin out there and acrylic fluid pouring and doing some out there. I don't know where it is. It just scares me. Kim, journal for my great nephew, resin cover, beautiful. Optical illusion platters, sounds exciting. Glass mosaic of my granddog. Oh. Taking old chairs, cutting them to size and adding resin in my sister's laundry bin. Well, that sounds amazing. Look at all you creative people out there. Resin ocean scene on a wood tray, but waiting for my just resin titanium paste. And see if that will work for waves. Are you really struggling with your waves, Johnny, or are you just looking for a nice colour that you want to work with? Jewellery. Been doing resin too long, I get anxiety at the loss of acrylic on port. Yeah. Cutting boards are two-sided. That sounds interesting. I did those hearts, if you remember, at the very start of my art journey, and I'd do one side, it looked good, I'd do the other side and I'd get resin nipples run off to the other, and so I spent ages going backwards and forwards. That was at the very beginning stage before I knew all about latex to stop your resin nipples. Plaster of Paris molds of, oh, sounds exciting, Kim. Ocean night scene. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to be working on a, I'm going to say beautiful, I've not even started it yet, but we're going to pretend it's going to be beautiful. Northern light scene, so watch that. That's going to be one that's going to go on my wall, so a big piece. See if I can control that resin to get me a nice little scene. Sea scrapes wooden frame inspired by one of the videos. Making my own molds. Oh, do you know what? I really want to try and do my own molds, but I can't find a cost-effective way of doing it yet. And then it's like, if I do that, I'm not doing my art as well. So I'm struggling. There's like, I keep buying stuff and not doing anything with them. And I need to do stuff with all the stuff I've bought before I buy any more or try any more projects. On vacation this week, so I'm planning to try and make in one of those freeform bowls you do so well. Ooh, that's all about the timing, all about the preparation and having a medium viscosity resin. Northern Lights, yes, Johnny, it's going to be a big one. I'm going to try and create actual art again from resin, using that like I did with my dolphins. Excited to see. Put it on Etsy. Very nice, Carol. Have you all seen my do you want another look at my dolphin piece, or are you not bothered? It's only in the other room. It's ready to go up on my wall, but if you've not seen it or would like to see it, I can maybe show it you and you'll see a different light, but don't feel that you're being pressured. I'm going to try the Southern Lights with a lighthouse in the foreground. Nice. Yes, yes. I was on live when you did it. Very nice. Struggling with the waves. Just ordered just resin titanium paste for my waves. I was taking pictures as waves. Yes, it dolphins. Yes, please. So with the waves, this is Sharon's hot tip live to you. You can do with it as you want, and everybody has their own style. But for me, it's about doing the waves at the last time. So hold your nerve, do everything else. Your resin's about to start curing. Then apply the white to the area. Then do not overheat the area. What you want to do is go forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Repeat, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. So you want short bursts of heat, and do it slowly for about 3 runs. Then let it settle, see what you think, go off and do other things, maybe get rid of dust, anything like that, and then add a tiny little bit more of your white across it all and repeat. The idea is you want the rest of your ocean to stay still. Your content as well has to be fairly thick, so I do my white more opaque than anything else, but there is a balance where it'll take over. And I tend not to put too much clear next to it. Other people like the clear. That's if you want to create cells, but it's just about, I have it on a high heat and I just go over it and blast it back forth. Literally, as I'm doing it here, that's how quick I do it. And then I come back and do it twice, and that to me gives you the best wave motions. Because most people do the waves going back, and your ocean should be coming this way. So it's just about creating that movement, and it is about layering. I don't care what anybody says, it's about layering. And isn't quite healed yet, so in the studio for a while, Stacey cut light. I love lighthouses. It's very expensive in hardware. Beautiful Mandela tea light holder. Commercial thing getting out of it. To get it out of resin. I try, but bottle it with resin. Don't bottle it. Do you know what? The best thing you can do is just say to yourself, get yourself 3 tiles, small tiles, use a tiny little bit of resin and just experiment. And try a few different techniques, because I didn't get there overnight. It was through practicing, and it's just about being willing. Just do it on small sample sizes until you get the effects, because once you understand your limitation with your resin or your knowledge with resin, that's when you can just manipulate it. But you've got to understand the effects or what you're doing, and you're only going to do that by thinking, I can't say it, but ethic, I'm just going to practice and let go. And try doing it with a hairdryer, try doing it with a heat gun, try doing it with a air compressor, just so you can understand the different effects you get, because the products do make a difference. And that's why I go back to casting craft, because for me, I bond with it, I understand how it works, and it gives me the results I want. I've tried a lot of other things and I don't get it, but you can get really good effects for your ocean by just using a good acrylic white. And when I say good, remember resin hates water, so some acrylics it just doesn't like, it doesn't respond, and some it really responds to. So I did a little experiment, I might do some more, which showed you casting craft, and then I had casting craft with a little bit of acrylic in there and acrylic, and it actually gave very similar effects. The difference was if I used a hairdryer versus a heat gun versus blowing it with a straw. Which, hashtag disclaimer, always think safety first. All right, I'm going to get the dolphins. So I'm Sharon, I digress. Let me go get the dolphins for you. Hello, Zeus. Hello. so big I walked into my chair. So, I don't know. There's a beautiful little bit of glitter in this. And you will only get this effect if you're willing to layer it. But I absolutely love some of the tones in here and the movement and the colours. And the back is very clean, look, no resin nipples. But you would never get this unless you're willing to put 3, maybe 4 coats on there. And that's the difference between having a flat piece of work and one that's got a lot of depth, if you want to try and go like you would do with acrylics or oils. Thank you. Yeah, yes, the sun travelled. Honest to God, the sun was my nemesis, but I think it's worked out exactly where it's meant to be. But it weighs a lot. Let me put it back. It weighs a lot. Anyway, let's demold these lids. Oh, dolphins in WA. I used to love that. Walking down the beach and you'd always see, not always, majority of the time randomly you'd see dolphins going down there. And I am craving being back in WA. Now this is really heated up, so this is definitely time for it to come out. And again, remember, it's very fragile, but we'll pop it out. Oh. So that is a beautiful complementing colour, I think. Turned out better than I thought. Oh, why isn't my lid fitting in? Alright, I've got to sand around it, but that'll be the look there. How pretty does that look? See if I've got you back. Come back to me, people. Come back to me. Is the internet going down for you? Oh, are you back? You see me? Is it going down? Internet? You're back. All right, let me go back through some of these questions. So, you saw dolphins for the first time. Beautiful. Kim, gimme. Beautiful. Waiting for these. How long did you round the dome? How? Kim, can you just, what is it that you want to know about the dome again? Sorry. How do you hang your paintings? I don't. I get my Neil downstairs. He's very good. And I'll say, can you put that up there for me? And he'll work it all out for me. Where you keep your painting. Is in storage now? Well, that is going to be for my my members are going to have a little sneaky peek on the areas I've taken over in my home that I shouldn't, where I've got all my paintings stored until they go up or until they are sold. Oh, I'm glad I'm removing that because there's a bit of sweat coming. That's an example of it's sweating if you leave it in there, and we don't want that sweat patch. But look at that. I really love that peachy next to that red. How long did you round the dome on your dolphins? This one here, right, let me go back, I'm like trying to work it all out. Basically, let me just have a little look at this. So, is that one going to go in? There's a bit of filing needed there as well. Alright, I am going to have to get my firelight on that one as the edge is just slightly over. And we'll do it, but that is going to look lovely as well. That speaks summer. I will come back and look at your questions, just bear with me while I just go get my massive nail file to sort that out. table may not be level. This is a one for your desk where you just hire it, or an ergonomic desk where you can hire it and lower it. I've put it so you can just see it for the art. So just a normal big nail file. And I'm just going to go around the edge. So that's the beauty of Jesmonite, that when it comes out it is fragile and it just crumbles away. If you're going to be doing a big area, I'd recommend you put your mask on again so you're not breathing in those fine particles. I just got a tiny little area there that I needed to remove, so hopefully that's going to fit in my bowl. Just bear with me, then I will get back to the comments. Just can't understand why this is not fitting in. I wonder if it's because my thing doesn't look round. Heebie jeebies. Like that one there. Fits beautifully. No issues. I've got it out, can't get back in. Let me see on that. Alright, let me have a look at comments. Alright. Like your colours. Right now, how did you round the dome on your dolphin? Do you mean the top layer? How did I get it to go sort of concaved a little bit? If it was, it's just about my finger going round and around and around for a little bit and just letting it go over the edge naturally. You're back. Welcome back. Sharon, you didn't dome your dolphin painting, did you? When you say dome it, do you mean did I put a top layer on? Because if you mean did I put a top layer on, absolutely, because I painted with acrylic, so I needed that to be protected and for it to make it look shiny. Yes, I definitely put a top coat on because I painted, the very last thing with the dolphins was acrylic, so it would look awful in my opinion, because you'd see this high shine and then this matte. Whereas to bring it all together, to get the acrylic to look like it was encompassed with it, it needed to be top coated to finish it. Definitely summer. Your work is sunshine. Oh, thank you, Kim. Yeah, resin can be funny when it comes to humidity. We really don't get too much humidity in the UK, but I struggled. There was a tray I was working on for a collaboration and it wouldn't set initially because of the humidity. See, that fits now. Brilliant. So that's that one. Now let's see why this one won't fit. It doesn't look round to me. Looks oval. We will keep making it work. Anyway. Oh, you're trying to clarify what Kim said. Can you clarify what I say as well? I just go off on one and you know, forget what I'm doing at the minute. I'm trying to make my circle top fit into this container and then we're done. We're done for Sunday's hangout session with Sharon. Oh, it's like, how do you get a round peg to fit in a round hole? Well, it's not going to fit in there. That is just not going to fit. That is not round, is it? That's round. That's not round. My mould is dish-shaped. Dish-shaped, is that even a word? It's not round. It can't be round. What's gone on with it? Is it round? It's not round, is it? Oh, look. Yeah, it's gone oval. It's not. It's like that one fits. Same mold, well, different mold, but from same people. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it has. It's oval. Look. One's round, one's oval. Oh my word. Interesting. So I don't think it's user error, but I do have to work out how Maybe it is user error. Hence the problems you can get with some mould, hey? Anyway, I'm sure I can use the lid for something, and I can use the pot for my paintbrushes, because the one I did last week is now one that I use for my paintbrushes. So I reckon that I will be able to use my pot. But let's pretend it fits in there, the round peg, round hole. I think they're nice, bright summer colours. Alright, let me see what's going on in the chat before we say goodbye for our Sunday session. Yeah, Claire had so much. Thank you so much, Kim, for hanging out. I'm so glad you had it. Yes, it's the same one that Claire had. I got it off her channel. Well, not off her channel, but after watching her video, I clicked on her link and saw it. You're going to do some resin painting. Would sunset look good in a rectangle board? Yes, it would, actually. You just need to work out where your horizon line will be, and it would look absolutely stunning. It doesn't have to be on round. Enjoy it, but I'm going to love you and leave you all now, and I want to say thank you so much for all your support, watching the channels, engaging in these lives. Remember to let me know anything you'd like to see me doing, and it sounds like you're all up for maybe working on a project over multiple weeks. You are welcome, Johnny. Thank you so much. Gotta go. I'm gonna go as well, but thank you so much. Remember to hit that thumbs up. It really does help me, and come back and see me and let me know all your suggestions. And you are amazing. You've made my Sunday evening. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Let's see how I end this elegantly. Bye bye.